Charles, listen, hear what I'm saying with your such fingers, yeah? It's time.
It's people with sick minds that see it as something else I still appreciate on any time.
Let's get into it because, guys, next week is International Women's Day.
Yay.
So, question. Do you guys know why... Wow. Is that the sound effects for the...
Yeah, just
for the
theme tune
For the
of the
girls.
episode.
For the girls. Here comes the girls.
Okay.
So, guys, question. Do we know why International Women's Day is actually celebrated on the 8th of March?
Because it's my friend from school's birthday and her brother's.
Because all the other days were taken.
Oh, smashed it.
I actually don't know, but
Oh.
yeah, I actually don't know. But
Next.
we're gonna ask our producer Bobby, and he's gonna give us a good little fact.
Give us the
on-
tea, Bobby.
Yeah, what is the tea?
What's the T?
What is the
EA?
tea?
It began in New York City
Okay.
on March 8th, 1857, when female textile workers marched in protest of unfair working conditions and unequal rights for women. It was one of the first organised strikes by working women, during which they called for a shorter workday and decent wages. So in 1910, March 8th became annually observed as International Women's Day.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah, how do you sleep at night if you don't even fight for your rights?
Literally.
They
Are you a
fighting.
suffragette?
What?
Oh my God, you're not.
You're not a suffragette.
What? Yeah,
Just because you got the fancy dress costume doesn't make you a suffragette.
I've got a fucking sash.
She loves
I'm that
it.
lady from Mary Poppins.
She loves it.
I am an ally.
He's a Katrina ally.
We love it.
Ally.
We love it. I think it's very important to be an ally, and we really appreciate that you are, because you're so supportive, Billy. Like, it's just amazing.
What do you think is important in an ally? What do you look for, as one? What can I
Yeah.
do to help your experience as a woman? And
So true. I think as it goes now, I think that the term like a feminist has become like it's very negative connotation. People just use it in a very, I don't know, aggressive manner, especially online. I feel like to be an ally now, it's not something you can be complacent with. You can't just say, I support women. I'm sitting back. I'm a feminist. I believe in equality. It's outdated. We need like intent and action.
Yep.
And
what does that action look like?
So I think for me, for instance, let's say a girl is out on the street, and then you're out with a group of friends, and then let's say one person from your group of friends is like not wouldn't say harassing the girl, or just like calling her out, wolf whistling.
yeah.
I think an ally would like step in and be like, you know what, that's actually not fair, you shouldn't do that. So I feel like those small little actions that kind of like correct people, like, no, don't actually do that. Do you know what I mean? That is the way that people can be allies, and progressive, and it actually helps the person as well, because I feel like before, for instance, if you're in a group of friends and something happens and they do something, you're more like motivating each other. It's more for like pride, like, yeah, look at me doing this, X, Y, Z. Whereas a lot of people don't stand up to people, or even like, hold up a minute, let me just check you 1 second, that's actually out of order. And that gets people kind of to think, okay, maybe my actions are not
problematic.
There you go.
Because it's all easy to sit back and go, do you know what? I believe in equal rights. I think women should be at the same place as men.
Yeah.
But things ain't going to change unless we're all going International Women's Day. It can't just be the women that are arranging all these events, doing the marches. Like, we need the boys.
Yeah, we do. We don't hate men. We don't hate y'all.
We love you.
We don't hate
We
y'all.
want
We
you to
love
march with
you.
us.
But come on, be with us. Like, period. What do you think, Billy?
Yeah, no, I agree.
I'm busy.
I'm busy.
I'm
She's
busy.
like, I don't want to be.
But what marches do you keep talking about?
Just like
metaphorically.
Yeah.
metaphorically.
Right, okay.
Not actual
Metaphorically.
What's this march?
High Street.
London Hill, let's
I don't even march in pride parades.
No, but it's things like correcting like microaggressions if you ever hear it. Things
No,
like
I hear
when a
you.
man is like, smile more.
I hate that. I hate
yeah.
that for you.
Stop
Like,
that.
maybe, like, I hate it when people feel the need to even just like comment on anyone. Do you know what I mean? And women get it way more than anyone else.
Do you know, I was 13 when I first got like my first like catcall whistle. I was walking up the high street and it was like a nautical weird uniform. It was not asking for me to invite male attention from like a 50-year-old. And it's so sad because at that time you would have been too scared to even speak up and say anything. But then also the older generation are like,
They think
drum
it's
it
a
into you.
compliment,
They're
don't
like,
they?
yeah, it's actually valid. You're getting some validation from men.
Nah.
Just like accept it. That's problematic.
But like even
hell.
like I think there's definitely a complete change in the outlook of that, because there are definitely some older generations where women also viewed wolf whistling as compliments. I remember like my sister, when she first like it started happening, and my mum was like, oh, well, back in my day it was kind of like you weren't really taboo, but I think as you get older as times have changed, you really focus on the kind of like how it makes you feel as an individual, and like it's really a little more kind of attacking. But I came across this video the other day, and it was about like people viewing whistling as a compliment. Obviously, we're quite forward thinking, but there's some people out there whose opinions aren't as modern as ours, shall we say.
Slightly outdated.
Outdated values.
So these are some of the comments made regarding wolf whistling.
Brilliant.
That was before the feminists took control and demanded that the world change. Well, clearly you reap what you sow.
Oh my
What do
god.
you mean? Reap what you sow? How does that even make sense?
What?
Stopped by those who would never ever receive one.
That is quite
Oh my
funny to be
God.
fair.
That is rude. That is actually rude.
Wonderful days, very happy days, long gone sad.
Was that a girl or a boy?
That was a woman, that one.
Right, we need to switch on the voice.
Yeah,
Okay.
because
Okay, I'm sorry. I do male and female.
Thank you.
okay, thank you.
A wolf whistle still is in my books, and I believe most of the women I know would take it as such. Sad days now. They loved it.
There wasn't much going on at that time. To
No,
be fair.
clearly.
Did they even have music back then?
Yeah,
Whistling's probably their only.
Yeah, it was that kind of like wonderful days, very happy days, long gone sad. Oh, darling, you need to get alive.
Honestly.
Fucking hell.
So that was her validation. Whistling.
Yeah.
Please God, when I'm sat in a chair when I'm 90 years old, I'm not sat writing this on Facebook.
Do you know what I
All
mean?
the days.
Oh my God.
Oh.
This one's quite bad.
Yeah, that's when the demographic of males was local. Now we haven't got a clue who's in the country.
So racist.
Yes. Oh my God.
Wow.
Deactivate his account
Report
now.
block.
Took that as what it was meant to be. A compliment. It's people with sick minds that see it as something else. I still appreciate one anytime.
You don't get any.
Love it.
Is that what it seals with? Oh no.
Wow.
Oh, bless her. You won't be getting one for a while, I don't think, darling.
No. They'll be whistling for your funeral car.
Oh my God.
Oh.
If you didn't get a wolf whistle, you were effectively a dog.
True. That's tea, actually.
Oh my
That is
God.
rude.
You'd think there was something wrong with you if you didn't get a wolf whistle.
What, back then?
Oh
Yeah,
my
back then.
God.
I would rather go home and play whistling from my kettle or something, bro.
Literally, do they have words in them days? Dare you to just say you look nice?
Never set foot outside unless face, hair, dress or skirt. 3-inch stilettos were all looking good. If the boys showed up their appreciation with a whistle, results.
Rizzo, that sounds like such a Keith Lennon type. Rizzo.
Results.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
so funny. Aww.
Bless these people. Sorry.
Those were the days we used to go out of our way to walk past the workmen, but just as we were going past, we'd do something stupid, like trip over our heels and the foot would turn insidewards. Lol.
Oh my.
Is that bending down for the pets that she dropped?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Marilyn Monroe.
I thought that only happened in films. These girls are
Exactly.
tripping over.
Gosh.
Purposely injuring
Do you know,
themselves.
if I have a trip, I think about that for the next 3 to 4 business days. Like, and they're fucking loving it.
Oh my God.
Cringing at myself.
The feminist brigade who didn't get the WW and other ones complained it was sexist. I never had a problem with it. Actually, compliments.
The World War.
I don't know.
Wolf whistle.
Oh.
Yeah, no, oh my God, yeah, I thought World War as well. I was like,
The feminist brigade who didn't get the wolf whistle are the ones who complained it was sexist. I never had a problem with it. Actually, a compliment.
Oh my life.
that was by
I
Karen.
wish it was about the war.
Unfortunately, the world has gone mad. It was a compliment when I was young.
Yeah.
I used to love getting whistled out. Made my day. I didn't feel threatened, and so I did anyway. Emoji.
I wonder if maybe though they did it nicer or something.
Maybe.
Like,
It was a great compliment, made you feel good about yourself. It's awful that people are scared of whistling in case someone reports them. Bring back the good old days when people could enjoy things.
I think
Oh
back
my
then,
life.
I think back then was better. So they'd whistle and then they'll compliment you, or they'll like, approach you in a nice, gentle manner.
Yeah, gentlemen don't really exist these
No.
days. It always comes from like a
Exactly.
Yeah,
sweaty
also, like,
build-up.
I think so much has changed in in the terms of like back in these days, let's say the 50s.
Yeah.
The population has grown so much since then.
Yeah.
People don't really interact with their neighbours anymore.
Nope.
People don't have
So
that kind of
true.
community
No,
feeling.
yeah.
So you're not just kind of like talking to people, are you, as
Yeah.
much? If I walk past someone in the street, I'm not saying, "Oh, how are you? How was your day?" I feel like that's kind of like, so when someone whistles at you, it's so out of the blue. It's not that
Yeah.
kind of like, it's not that atmosphere anymore.
No.
People aren't
So
talking
true.
out
I
of the blue
agree.
to each other. So I think, when you all that, if that's the only thing someone's got to say to you, it's
Yeah.
really kind of
I
like,
That's such a
agree,
good
yes,
point.
yeah.
Like even if a Londoner says hello to me, I'm like,
yeah. Also, irony is that people are like, where did the world go wrong? Surely it's the generation that you brought into the world, that you raised, that
teach your
you-
sons,
Yeah,
teach
so
your daughters.
Maybe you are the problem. We all went to shit because of
you. Not me, not Hermione.
you.
Two things. If a man wants to compliment me, go for beautiful or something along
Yeah.
them lines. Not a fucking whistle like a dog. And 3, not when I'm 13,
Yeah.
the age of your granddaughter.
Do you know what's so crazy? I feel like in the Western world it's changed a lot, but back home you'd have people going,
Ah!
and it's just like,
Granddad's tea.
it's like, hello, but then over there it's like it's a compliment. It's
Really?
like people even ask like, doesn't nobody like call you out? Do you know what I mean? They ask for it, so it's so weird.
So you take it different when you're back home rather than
Well,
here?
I don't like it at all. So back home, I'll probably turn around and be like, "Excuse me, what's going on?" Like, I'd be very, very rude because I'm not a dog or a cat that you're caught. Yeah, literally, they'll be like,
Oh,
"Darling, darling." I'm just like, no, I hate that sound as well.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
hate
So back home, it's the norm.
Wow.
Like, no one complains about it. It's like the norm.
Yeah.
Whereas here, it's like, no, you're actually disrespecting me, or like this is not it. It's not the time, and I don't
Right.
like this.
I think what also baffles me is when people, especially these kind of like older men, take offense when people are saying, no, I find it insulting, I find it rude, you make me feel uncomfortable. And instead of acknowledging that, they take umbrage by it and they get so offended that you're just telling them that, look, I don't like it, please
Yeah.
stop it. And they're like, oh, can't take a compliment.
Yeah.
Right, come on. Back in my day.
Yeah.
Honestly. I just don't get what you achieved by driving past in a fucking white van and screaming that out the window. What you expect me to fucking chase
yeah.
after you?
What
No,
is-
I'm running. I'm
Oh,
actually
oh,
running.
wait, oh, wait,
I'm
oh,
running,
wait.
running
Not
away.
to, not to.
No, I'm running away.
Hanging
If
on
you-
the back.
If you're in a car driving, my size, what?
What?
Like, what the hell? I'm going.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're in a position where you actually can't say anything back, and I've been in a lot of positions before where like I've been in a taxi and I'm like, obviously doors locked, and a man's asking me if I've got a boyfriend. Like, oh, why haven't you got a boyfriend? You're moving mad. Like, can I get your number? It's like, I'm in a fucking moving car. What?
Yeah.
Jump out? Like,
You've got to be very careful because you don't know how those people are going to react as well.
Exactly.
Yeah. I saw a video on TikTok, as always. This girl's on a bus and the bus is completely empty and she's sitting on the top floor. And this guy comes and sits next to her and she's like, "Why are
Wait,
you sitting
next to
there?"
her?
Yeah, next to her.
Brother, there's
She's like, "What are you doing?" Like she calls him out on it, and he's just
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I'm just trying to, talk to you. I'm just trying to like get your number." He's like, "I'm here to like get to work. I don't want to sit next to anyone. I don't want to give my number out." Like he's like, "You're being real rude. You're being disrespectful." He's like, "No, what you're actually doing is disrespecting my personal space and
yeah.
my comfort levels. You're making me feel really uncomfortable and having no respect for that."
I think that's something else. Like, safety is a huge thing, and
yeah.
that is something that universally men and women, all genders, need to be aware of. The general issue is like it's safety. It's a woman issue, yeah, but it's like a human issue.
Yeah.
And we're very lucky these things are happening, and like we have so much around. But if you're thinking about the less westernized countries, like we're jumping off tubes, we can get out, we can go into a shop and get help.
Exactly.
Imagine
my
women in less helpless more helpless scenarios.
Literally
Exactly.
being torn away from them.
Yeah. So that's when I say it frustrates me when people are like, oh, why would I be a feminist if it's not something that's like directly affecting me? Things like the pay gap or, you know, just like safety, women's right. If you've never experienced that, that's a massive privilege. I think the reason we need to have allies and like active, I don't know, proactive equity, like striving for that all the time is because it needs to be a consistent conversation, not one that just happens like once a year.
And I think, like you said, like even recognising the privilege you have here in a Western world, like those countries like, is it Iran? Iran at the moment is currently going through severe, I guess, lack of human rights for women. And they're like fighting for the rights, for basic human rights. And like when people say they're not feminists, I think they're clearly ignorant to the world outside of their own bubble.
100%,
and they're not registering what's going on around the world. Because how can you not be a feminist when these things are happening elsewhere?
Literally,
What is some of like the best things about being a woman, do you find? Or things that you love?
I love that all the people that I looked up to in my life are my nan, my mum, these strong like people generationally that have just contributed, I guess, to this like inspiring outlook on being a woman. I'd so much rather be a woman than a man. Comes with all the rubbish stuff, but it makes me proud, I guess.
I think me would be my friends, or the women around me. So I feel like a lot of my friends are very driven. They're in jobs that they love, and they're doing things that they really want to do. I feel like for me it's like, okay, cool, you're within this circle, so that motivates you to be a better person. So I'd say that. And then also I guess we're just sick individuals, man.
Yeah.
With talent.
What talent? Listen, what
absolute
badass. What badass.
Yeah.
You know, we can multitask. We can do a lot of things.
Yeah, I was going to say, but then I've cringed myself out.
No, come on.
Like strong, independent.
Billy,
Absolutely.
Billy, are there any women in your life that inspire you?
Oh my God. Not even that. Like she does, obviously. Yeah, she inspires me every day. But I have majority of my friends are girls. My mum, my sister, I'm so close to. I think like as an ally and just a friend of so many women, I see every day like the minute struggles or like you say, these kind of microaggressions, and like I recognise them, and I see my privilege as a man and how it's unfair, and how like it's just like, you know, every day there's little things, and it's just like, my God, you don't realise that all these things add up. And like, I really respect all the women in my life for being able to kind of like just power through that and still rise above and still be sickening slay queen.
Slice, living the day. That's nice. Let's get quizzical for the girls. I've got some statements and facts, and you guys are gonna tell me if they're real or fake, or let's get them debunked.
Woo! Here come the girls.
Girls.
Who run the world?
Girls.
Women see 20% more colour than men.
What do you mean by that?
Like visually.
I don't know. Do you see that blue?
Yeah, the blue's blue.
How do you check?
Remember that stupid picture of that dress?
That fucking dress.
And people didn't know whether it was blue or gold
yeah.
or whatever other colour people seeing.
Did you see that, Billy?
Yeah, I saw that.
What colour do you think it was?
It was a mind game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It wasn't even real.
But
Yanni Laurel.
what was it actually? Because I saw, you could see both at some time.
It was black and blue.
Black and blue.
I heard it was gold.
I thought it was actually.
So it was black and blue, but it looked white and gold.
Yeah, I could. The black and blue I saw straight away, but the white and gold took me a while. But apparently there's a new one with football boots.
Grow up. So that was true.
Okay.
So I'm seeing
You
busting colours right now.
Not without your binoculars, you can't see anything.
Fuck off. Women gained the right to vote in America in A, 1890, B, 1920, or C, 1960.
I'm going to say... Ooh.
I want to say B.
I might say C.
Christy is
I was going to go with B.
in the roaring 20s with Great Gatsby at the heart of it.
Thank you very much.
Wow, so they gained the right to vote in the Great Depression. God, not much. Probably a lot worth voting for in that time. Women hold just 38.5% of parliamentary seats.
I think that's false.
I think they hold less.
You're right. False. It's 26.4% less.
I had a feeling.
Less than a third of members of the parliament are women. Why do you think that is?
Because men don't value women opinions.
Yeah, I think there's less likely to form local constituencies to vote for female politicians. Also, like Abbott, what's her name? The Hackney
Diane Abbott.
Diane Abbott.
Diane Abbott always gets ridiculed.
They
and
rip her to shreds. They
Yeah.
make up that she was wearing 2 different shoes on 2 different
horrible
feet. It
to
wasn't even
her.
real.
Yeah.
She let her have a mojito can on the train.
Do you know what I
Exactly.
mean? Yeah.
Absolute abomination. Okay. International Women's Day is a public holiday in some countries. True or false?
Oh, I have heard this. I think some people do get it off, don't they?
Do they?
I'm sure someone.
If this is true, hello the UK, hello Prince King Charles. Listen,
King Charles.
hear what I'm saying with your such your fingers, yeah? It's time. Give us the holiday.
I wouldn't start the request with that one.
Have you seen no one singing at his coronation?
Yeah. He asked Elton John, aka Prince Diana, friend.
Yeah, we did think
Read
that.
the room.
So yeah, please.
No Harry Styles, no Spice Girls, no Adele, no Robbie Williams.
And no Ed Sheeran. Adele.
Adele.
Sounded
But yeah, I
close
think
to
is
adult.
it actually true or false?
That is actually true. So
Yeah.
it's in Angola, Armenia, Azerbaijan, going all the way through to North Korea and Russia.
So it's in
That's
Angola.
why. Yeah, I heard it in Russia, and we were like, "What the actual?"
Surprises me.
Because I swear they're okay.
Yeah, well, let's
just
just
move
move
on
on before they hack
Yeah.
us.
The nearer a mother lives to the equator, the more likely she is to give birth to a baby girl as opposed to a baby boy.
How do they know that?
I need to get near the equator. I
In the
never want a
equator?
boy.
Well, to be honest, my mum is one of 9, and there's 5 girls, and my dad he's one of 10, and there's 6 girls. So maybe.
Are they near the equator?
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe.
Where is the equator?
Like 1 or 2 off. if they're like one of 10 girls, I'd be like, okay, you've got me.
Well, yeah,
That's
I don't know.
interesting.
I know where I have to have my babies then. Interesting. I know where I gotta go.
Then you got to go down there for your
I'm
twins.
literally going to ensure that I have baby girls by probably
Yeah, but I
having
don't want all girls.
sex on the equator. I'm not having men. Okay.
Moving on.
In which country is IVF treatment free for single women, lesbian couples, and
Ooh.
trans people?
The UK.
No
it's not.
way.
Definitely not.
No.
New Zealand. Is there like an option of
yeah,
different
is
like?
it ABC?
No.
Okay. I think it's going to be
It's
maybe
free.
somewhere
Work.
in Scandinavia.
Norway.
It's actually Spain.
What? Really?
Barcelona.
Barcelona.
Really?
Barcelona.
Oh, wow. That's so
Espanol.
cool. That's really cool.
That's really cool.
Shorter women have longer pregnancies.
Short women have longer pregnancies. I hope not, because I'm short. What the
Oh
hell?
my God, you're going to be pregnant for 10 months.
Do you know what I mean?
My
Bunda.
God, 2 years.
Bunda.
With twins.
Bunda.
You're going to be able to hear.
Oh my God, yeah.
Bunda.
They're
Bee
going
lady.
to be 2 years old inside your belly.
Bunda. My poor vagina.
Especially if you're near the equator as well.
Oh, my poor vagina. True or false?
It's
I
going
think that's false, man.
False.
Oh, I'm really good at this, aren't I?
Height influences uterine and pelvis size. I must be fucking huge down there then. Next. The person with the highest IQ in history was a woman.
Sure.
Was it not Einstein?
Was it?
I don't know.
It's true.
Oh.
I read this the first time and I thought it said Marilyn Monroe. But it says Marilyn Vos Savant is an American magazine columnist who has the highest recorded IQ in the Guinness Book of World Records.
What?
Wow.
Guinness Book of Records.
And
Her
they said that I'm
IQ
bad.
score is 222 and the average is around 100 to 120.
Shout
For
at her.
comparison, Einstein and Stephen Hawking both are estimated to have IQ scores of around 160 to 180. Fun fact as well, did you know that they stole Einstein's brain after he died?
They stole it.
Yeah,
For what?
to like test on it and stuff.
Surely it's not going to function because he's dead.
Babes, it's something called research. Spain allows 3 days of menstrual leave.
I
Oh.
agree. Seen as they're very nice people.
Yeah, let's go for true.
It is true.
I
Although,
guess
the facts behind this one is that you actually have to get a doctor's note to like, but like, do you know how hard it is to get a fucking
Yeah.
doctors to call
Yeah.
back these days?
Well,
They
maybe
might
their
have a different
doctors are better in
system.
Spain.
They probably
Probably.
will be, yeah.
Probably.
Come on,
Okay.
maybe Spain's the land of the free.
Only a couple
Probably.
of yeah, let's go there.
Mm.
Let's get pregnant in Spain.
Spain trip.
Okay, but the
I'm
thing
going to
is,
Tenerife.
there's only a couple of countries that actually have menstrual leave, and they are Japan, Taiwan, Indonesia, South Korea, and Zambia, and now Spain.
Wow.
Do you think it could ever come to the UK?
No.
No.
So I don't think there's been enough education from like a young age for people to be accepting of that excuse.
Yeah.
Like if I was to say to a male employer, I'm absolutely in agony,
Yeah.
like I feel like there's a pain shooting up my bumhole because I'm on my period, are they going to get it?
No, they're not.
Do you know that about that pain?
Yeah, I did one of those test things with it.
Did you?
What?
Yeah,
What test?
Like no, they put the pain simulator in me.
Yeah, but the bumhole one.
No, I didn't know about that.
It's like a sharp pain.
And it's so uncomfortable.
I used to think like a tampon had got lost from the front to the back. Okay, on to the next one.
Okay.
Which was the first country to make period products free?
Oh, I remember this. I remember reading this. Oh my God. It's not Spain again, is it? I remember
Amsterdam. the country.
Amsterdam.
Yeah, they're smoking them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Tampons.
I can't remember.
No. It's a lot closer than you think, peeps.
Scotland.
France.
See? Yes.
Scotland.
Scotland.
Yeah. How cool was that?
Scotland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've known that, actually.
Oh, yes, Scotland.
Yeah, well, the UK needs to step its game up then, isn't it?
It's actually shocking. We're all going to move to Spain.
Honestly, because I'm not gonna
Or
lie,
Scotland.
right? When it comes to like the menstrual cycle, women go through shit
Yeah.
tons of pain.
Mm.
And I feel like a lot of not everyone, but a lot of like, let's say when I used to work in retail, my boss would be like, oh, you're fine, just take a paracetamol, just sit on the side.
Who said that, a man?
Yeah, man.
Oh.
And I was like, if only you knew the agony I'm going through. Like, I know friends that some have to get hospitalized, some can't like move, some can't walk, and some like the first day is usually the worst days. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like in school, I remember doing like cooking, like food tech.
Yeah.
And I must have like had really bad period pains. I
Yeah.
was killed over
Mm.
on the benches like this, seeing
Yeah.
stars. And it's like, but no one really taught me to have a conversation around it. So
Yeah,
how do you
it was
approach
a
that to teachers in a way that like, I know that they're going to respond to it in a good way. How's my employer going to respond to it in a good way?
Mm.
And also not begrudge you if you do have that time off.
Yeah.
Like how that I just don't.
Yeah.
We're definitely not there yet.
No.
No way.
Even things like
Weird.
for sex education, like splitting up the boys and the girls into
Thank
different
you.
things. But why?
Yeah.
Men should actually like be taught about things like
Yeah.
menstruating and female pleasure,
Yeah.
and then maybe we'd have like a more humanistic view about gender rather than just it's so like
it's true. Yeah.
separate.
Sorry.
I think.
Sorry.
Do
Wow.
you guys, any of you guys, want kids?
You want twins?
Yeah, I want my twins, man. I want my
Twinnies.
twins.
Yeah, I'd love to have loads of kids.
But financially, I can't afford a lot of kids, so
no.
No.
I won't be popping that much babies. But just give me my twins, I'll be fine.
I can't afford my lifestyle as it is, let
Yeah.
alone with like someone whose life depends on
Yeah.
mine.
Sometimes I look around my room in London and I think, really wouldn't be much space for a baby
For a
with all my
baby.
clothes and things.
Yeah.
Like London rental prices, I'm gonna have to move out, and then what? Then I'm not happy.
Yeah.
And what do you think about marriage? Is that something that you see in your future?
Not really fussed by it.
I want the big party. I want to throw a big
Party.
wedding
Yeah.
party, but obviously they're going to have to be on loads of money because my salary doesn't cut it.
Yeah.
I want a wedding.
Do you?
Yeah.
What's it gonna look like?
I love the idea of weddings.
Basically, with me, I've got to do a traditional where it's like.
Down the aisle.
Yeah. Oh my God, Lauren sent me the perfect. Oh my God, I can't
It's like
wait.
a piano rendition of the EastEnders theme
Tune.
tune.
I'm gonna come in crying. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have a traditional where it's like both cultures coming together,
love
and then the
that.
big white wedding.
Wow.
So it's like 2 parties in one.
Oh, I
Love.
love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't wait for
Yeah.
that. But again, the costs of wedding
Yeah.
these days
Yeah.
are expensive.
But like, I think a lot of my friends are kind of like, oh, I don't know if like we'll have a big wedding. I don't know if I'm, can that bothered.
Mm.
2 of my best friends just got engaged, and they've realised actually a wedding is for obviously the people getting married, but it means so much to so many people. Like it brings like all the families together, the cultures,
Yeah.
or like just expressing your love for each other, and like
Yeah.
But do you think like nowadays weddings more like what's the thing called? Is it consumerism? Is it consumerism?
Commercialised.
Yeah.
Commercialized.
For
That's the
sure.
word. Sorry. Just because back in the day you could have something small. I think one of my neighbors actually got married in her garden.
really,
love
I
And
love
it was
that.
so beautiful, like very
Yeah.
small. But I do feel like it's either go big or go home
Yeah.
nowadays.
What do
I
you
should-
think about the woman taking the man's second name?
Oh yeah.
What's thoughts?
My friend Alex once said, but she was like, I will never take a man's name because I am.
A man?
No, she was like, I am. I don't really know what to say her full name on the thing.
Yeah,
so
I am.
She was like, I am Alex.
Yeah.
And it was just like such a big, I don't know, that's probably crap.
I love that. No. So in my personal opinion, it's kind of sad that like, why can't I carry my? I don't love my second name, but the idea that like my name would stop there.
Yeah.
It's also your dad's name, isn't it?
Yeah. Are we gonna slate my dad for 5 minutes?
Well,
Bring
like,
it
but then
on.
would you not rather take your
Yeah.
mum's name or?
Yeah.
It's true. Yeah.
But then even your mum's name has come from her dad, so it's always come from men, right?
Yeah, it's almost like.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
What were we gonna say?
I was gonna say like maybe like women should take like the maternal line, and
Yeah.
then boys should take the.
I mean, I carry you for 9 months. And you come out, you're gonna get your dad's name.
Yeah.
And you're gonna look like your dad as well. Hello, hi. What was my part?
I'll just do it all by myself.
Do you know what I mean?
I'll do both the egg and the sperm. We'll find a way. And it will be mine, all my name.
Yeah.
That's weird.
All right, so guys, this is the part of the show where we play your favorite game, the game that you guys love, called Spill the Tea, and we're gonna try not to spill too much. So, are you guys ready?
Born ready.
All right then.
Yeah.
We all ready? Cool. First one. My wife has a fetish for the puppets Sooty and Sweep. She has me wear them on my hands as I'm going down on her. I always put on a little show on her belly to make her laugh. And though it annoys me how hard it is to do Sweep's voice with a mouthful of minge.
Oh my god, that nearly got me.
Nearly
really
got you.
bad.
All right, get your sip.
I didn't know what minge was.
What?
Horrible word.
Oh, dear.
Plunge.
My wife has developed a Mr. Tumble Kink. Watching that stupid twat on the TV is bad enough, but now at least once a week I have to dress up as him and give her tumble time, making me want to leave her, to be honest.
Mr. Tumble. That's so
She's
stupid.
got fucking tea in her mouth. She's listening.
Because that's what
She's listening. Wait.
I called my boyfriend's balls his squishy Sunaks. He won't talk to me anymore.
I'm so sorry. I actually don't know why I went for both of you then.
I masturbated to Sims Woohooing. I was in like 5th grade and it was my only source of material. I tried not to think about it being a game. Forgive me, EA. Once this woman came into my husband's tattoo parlour to get her clit pierced because she heard that it would help enhance sensitivity and pleasure. She asked me if it was really effective. I told her that most women say it does. My husband called her in to get it pierced. Once you pierce it, it is normal procedure to move it to make sure it's all good. A few moments later, the woman left really embarrassed. My husband came out laughing, saying he needed a new visor. The woman had embarrassingly squirted in his face. Luckily, he has protection. Okay. Not a fan of the old squirting, are we? So there's one story that always makes me cringe. Back at secondary school, we once had a PE lesson in the middle of the day. We were doing team track. Everyone was attached to a piece of rope they wrapped around their waists, and I was next to someone whose hygiene levels weren't the best. Anyway, we get to running. The girl next to me wasn't the fastest and kept the pace quite slow. However, our teacher wouldn't let us stop until the appropriate amount of laps were done. When suddenly the school bell goes off, the girl behind me trips, falling in front of everyone, and as the group continues to run, the poor girl is dragged along and her shorts and knickers are pulled down, revealing her unshaved beaver to all the boys in the year above. We didn't realise it was too late until the poor girl was stood with no shorts and on and muff fully out.
That's so medieval. Not the fucking detail of her being stinky. That wasn't very relevant, I don't think.
Well, I think that's a wrap for today, peeps. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Make sure you watch along next week for some more Don't Spill the Tea and some more chit chat.
Yes, sir. Bye.